Espaillat, thank you for the invitation to be here, to each and every one of you. Good to see many of you again, and Dr. Katz, we still miss you back in LA. I won't say much because I'm really here to listen. What Congressman Espaillat and many of his colleagues were able to accomplish in the last 2 years is nothing short of a miracle. Having been in Congress for many, many years, starting in 1993, watching what in 2 years this Congress got done was amazing. Certainly here in the Health and Human Services space, more so because of the economic investment that we saw. The Inflation Reduction Act is the latest of those efforts. It has given us a chance to actually increase the number of Americans who have access to health care through insurance. We've never had more than 300 million Americans eligible to get their health care because they have insurance coverage. That is now the case under President Biden. We want to continue to see that enhanced, because when you can go on a website for the marketplace under Obamacare and find that you could get health insurance coverage for perhaps $10 or less a month in your premiums, that's outstanding. And I think some people are still in disbelief that you could actually have a full month of coverage of health care insurance for less than it costs to go see a movie in some cinema. And that is really the case that we have today. On top of that, now we're, for the first time, going to have an opportunity to start negotiating to lower the cost of prescription drugs within the Medicare program, which should help people across the country, not just those in Medicare, because Medicare drives so much of what we do, along with Medicaid. And so there are any number of opportunities in between for us to try to do what we can to improve healthcare services. I hope that New York City was able to benefit from the Provider Relief Fund that Congressman Espaillat and many of his colleagues made available, that helped so many of our essential healthcare providers make it through this pandemic. We know that there's more that needs to be done, but between trying to help our infrastructure and to build that pipeline for the workforce, we hope that we can continue to build on some of the successes that we've seen over the last 2 years under President Biden. It's a thrill to get to be here. It is a wonderful opportunity to be Secretary of HHS, and it's even more important to be as a spouse of a high-risk OBGYN to say we're really trying to make a difference for so many Americans. So thank you very much for having me, Dr. Should I hand it over to our colleague? Let me do the introduction, then someone who needs no introduction. A man who has made a mark so quickly in the House of Representatives, who has a deep history in policy and politics in New York City. As someone who I've gotten to know as a real champion of families who oftentimes work really hard, but never quite have the same opportunities that others do. And for that reason, he is one of the places in my heart for quite some time. We're going to try to do whatever we can when the Congressman Espaillat calls when it comes to healthcare. And I'm here because of his invitation, his insistence that I come once again to New York City. So with that, Congressman Espaillat.
Thank you so much, Secretary. Thank you for taking time for your busy schedule to visit the district. And thank you to the Academy for Medicine, the New York Academy for Medicine, for allowing us to be here. I am privileged to represent the district that has probably more hospital beds than any other district in the country. It has not only Metropolitan Hospital, or Harlem Hospital, and of course the backyard here at Presbyterian Hospital. It has Mount Sinai, as well as Montefiore in the Bronx, Northwest Bronx Hospital, and then it has a host of federally funded clinics and a very strong network of community-based physicians that are so important to the healthcare system. And so this is a district that was hit hard by the pandemic, Secretary, but it was also the center of care, right, for the whole city and a good part of the state. Take a look at what these hospitals did for the city. It was really incredible work. And if it wasn't because of them, it would have been a lot worse. But the Inflation Reduction Act is such an important piece of legislation. I was part of a delegation that went to COP27 in Egypt to discuss the environment. And here we are in Egypt, and there are delegates from all over the world. capping insulin for East Harlem, that's life and death, because people were rationing insulin. They couldn't afford it. And it was either, a half a dose of insulin or paying your rent or, getting food for you. So this capping insulin is, anytime you go anywhere, you say that you see everybody cheer for. That's so important. And also the premiums for the Obamacare, that it could have gone right through the roof on the 62% increase. That also will hit people hard in their pockets. And there's 9,000, almost 10,000 people that are benefiting from the co-payment of the capping of insulin. 10,000 people in my district, 9,900. So that's incredible, and that's incredible work, and there's a lot more to be done. We'll be able to negotiate down the price of prescription drugs. So this is really the first step, like a giant step in making sure that we bring affordable health care and quality health care to our district. So I thank you for being here. This is an important visit, and I hope that the takeaway from the institutions and my constituency is that we have a secretary that really cares about neighborhoods, right? And, after you've been in Congress for some time, you want to do more. This guy really has his heart in the sidewalks of New York City, which is where it matters, right? That's where it all matters, in the different neighborhoods. And this district, secretary, has Harlem, East Harlem, which is a barrio. Then it has Washington Heights, and then it has Northwest Bronx, and Northern Tip. It's a smaller geographic district in the country. You could almost walk there in the United States. But it's probably one of the most diverse in the entire nation. And so it has personality and a lot of opinions. A lot of opinions. But in different languages. So we welcome you here, and thank you.